Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Hope everybody's doing well out there in the world. Hope you had a very fine Thanksgiving. It is now one day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, as they say, November 25th. Hope all is well out there in the world. If you're new to the group, welcome. What took you so long? We are studentloanjustice.org. We are the oldest, largest, first, and in many ways only, I think I already said only, didn't I? Only true grassroots group, actual normal people only, fighting supremely, absolutely, and with supreme confidence, I might add, for student loan justice. For the first 15 years of our existence, that meant very moderately fighting for the return of bankruptcy protections to student loans, which some may think is quite odd and curious if you're new to the group. However, if you're not new to the group, you will come to realize that the absence of constitutionally enshrined bankruptcy rights actually lies at the core of the entire student loan problem. So we started the petition in March 2020 calling on the president to cancel all federally owned student loans by executive order. I'm somewhat pleased to report that as of a few months ago, we actually were successful in compelling a sitting president to indeed cancel student loans by executive order, but we're not very impressed at all. And the most important thing that you need to know, ladies and gentlemen, is that whether you would ever or never file for bankruptcy, this constitutionally enshrined right still is the key to everything. In other words, we are not going to see anything meaningful with student loans from Biden or probably any other president or Congress, unless and until we get the threat, the leverage of bankruptcy returned to this debt. Nobody wants to file for bankruptcy. It's a shameful, terrible, painful thing to have to do. But we've got to have the leverage, the power that bankruptcy provides. Otherwise, we'll be begging Joe Biden or any other president, we'll be begging for loan cancellation forever. And they will do much like what we just saw. Fake, gimmicky nonsense. We've got to get our power back, ladies and gentlemen. And like it or not, it all comes down to bankruptcy. So there's two bills in the House right now, S-2598 in the Senate, HR 9110 in the House. And it is of penultimate importance that we get these bills passed before the end of this year, because at the end of this year, the bills expire. And then we're back to gridlock, congressional gridlock. And I'd be happy to explain this if you're unclear on this, but it will be difficult, if not impossible, for us to get anything meaningful passed through Congress next year with a divided Congress, with House belonging to the Republicans, Senate belonging to Democrats. So what we do as a group, ladies and gentlemen, and we are the eye of the storm. We are the only group in the country actually fighting for this legislation. What we do or what we don't do before the end of the year will tell. It will tell the tale. It will mean everything to all student loan borrowers, by the way, not just the million or so people we have on our group. Everyone with student loans needs to know about and needs to fight with everything they have, with all their might for the next 3 weeks for our legislation, S-2598 and HR 9110. If you forget everything that I say tonight, please remember at least this. Do the daily action. Our daily actions are easy to do. They're quick. They take 45 seconds usually to do. You need a Twitter account. Sorry about that. Got to have Twitter. Get a Twitter account if you don't have one. If even 10% of the people on our group were doing these daily actions, we would be done. This problem would be solved. We would get it done by the end of the year. Because remember, that's like 100,000 people blowing up the Twitter accounts of all of our targets, melting the phone lines of all our congressional, I don't want to say targets, but well, you know what I mean. By reaching out to members of Congress, 100,000 phone calls in a day is huge. Like, we'd make national news. Like, it would be a very big deal if 100,000 people a day were doing our daily actions. So you can't unhear that, guys. We're the veterans. And as I said, we've walked in the wilderness on this for the past 14 years. From 2008 to 2022, 2021, so 13 years. In a divided Congress, guys, we're going to be screwed. Let's just put it that way. We don't want to walk in the wilderness for another 2, 4, 8, 10 plus years. We can't afford it. As a country, we cannot afford to do that. So you tell everybody that you know with student loans, or maybe even without student loans, to get with this group and at a minimum do our daily actions. It's exactly what is needed at this time if you actually want to see this problem solved. For real solved, not pretend, not fake, not up to $10,000 solved. No, that's not a solution. That's a gimmick. We have all the power that we need, guys. As I said, we're 100% grassroots group, so we don't have almost any kind of a budget to speak of, per se. The tiny amount of money that we raise to go for our direct operating expenses is essentially nothing compared to what our opposition spends against us. So forget about that. We can't buy politicians. We can't buy this and that. We don't have a marketing. We don't have any of that stuff, guys. We have people. What we have is people, you and me and everybody watching this live stream and the million people across our various platforms. If we don't use that power, we will be screwed. If we do use that power, we will conquer like that. We will be hugely triumphant, like quickly triumphant. This problem will be in the rearview mirror when even 10% of our members do their part and step up and fight what is their fight, aka your fight, sitting there. The one thing holding us back, guys, is apathy, is people doing nothing. The bad guys want you distracted. They want you reading Forbes magazine. They want you waiting with bated breath, waiting, watching, wondering, and they want you doing nothing. They want you sitting on your ass, wondering what's going to happen. That's what they want. Don't give them that pleasure, guys. We have all the power we need here within our group to get this problem solved. And the other groups that are like, oh no, yeah, no, don't worry about bankruptcy. No, let's keep begging for loan cancellation, or whatever the other groups out there are doing. They have no idea what they're doing. We on this group know what we're doing. And that's giving them the benefit of the doubt. There's some very corrupted, bad groups out there. But I digress. I don't care about the other groups. I truly don't. They can defend themselves if they can. What I care about is getting this problem solved, and we know the way forward, guys. So we on this group, we are the pioneers, and we have a lot to be proud of. By the way, we've gotten a lot done in the past 2 years, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, all will be lost. All that we've gotten, all the progress that we've made in the past 2.5 years since we were schlepping around Iowa during the run up to the primaries and the presidential election, everything that we've gotten done will be essentially lost. Our bills will expire at the end of the year. And we don't want to go there, guys. So this is the final push. And what you do, what you don't do, probably means everything. You know, it's a really interesting phenomenon that I want to take you through here, guys. You know, when you're at a point in a crisis or any kind of a thing where things are so big and so fragile and so much at a tipping point, like if you're playing Jenga and like you're all the way up here and the Jenga is just about to fall, it only takes one person to tip that final thing that actually causes that cascade that boom, sparks that huge fire that becomes, and that's a good thing, by the way. It only takes literally one person. You could be that person, you out there sitting there. So I'm going to get to your comments right now, guys. As I said, do our daily actions if you forget everything I say tonight. I will also say, if you can donate right now, please do it, guys. I know we operate on a pittance in operating funding, but we can't do it on absolutely nothing. We just can't. We are 100% reliant on personal gifts, just little donations from normal people like you to keep this band playing. And we're trying to raise, right now we need about 68 or 7 people to donate $20 or more. So that's like $1,200 or $1,300. It's, like I said, it's not much. In our world, that's a lot. That's enough to keep us going through the end of the year. And we want to get this done now rather than having it be strung out over the next month. Because as I said, guys, this is the final push. And we would like to focus on the fight. So please just donate, because I just hate everything. I hate everything about fundraising. I'm not good at it. So just please shut me up. The other announcement I have is our own Lisa Ansell is in a contest. And there it is right there. It's ticking around at the bottom of the ticker there. Please vote for her. It's kind of a big deal. It's a glamour contest. But Lisa's actually fighting for student loan justice. That's part of her profile. Part of her entrance into the competition is the fact that she's part of her whole thing in the competition is the fact that she's fighting for student loan justice. So it would be very cool if we could push her over the top. So please vote for Lisa. The winner is announced, I think, right around the time that during the most critical time, around December 10th, 13th, 14th, somewhere in there. That's exactly when we need to be at our strongest. And so just please vote for her. You never know. It might really tip something that causes everything. It might be that domino that we need. So please do that. So if you're watching us on Twitter or Facebook, and if you have any questions or comments, I am right now, as we speak, dialing in your comments, and I will happily read yours aloud. One other cool thing. We got on C-SPAN today. And if you're new to the group, we've been featured top story on 60 Minutes, and we've been on Fox News, and we've been featured in the New York Times, and we've been in all the media. But today we got in on C-SPAN, a little call-in thing. And I could not be prouder of this little gem. It's just a call-in show. Anybody can do it. And I talked about the absolutely critical need for Congress to pass our legislation, S-2598 and H.R. 9110, by the end of the year. And interestingly, the C-SPAN people got quite interested in it, and they profiled our website on their show. And we had actually a meaningful conversation about the whole thing. And so I thought that was cool. I'm very proud of that. And on that note, I just want to ask you all, everybody out there, would you please, in addition to doing our daily actions every day, would you please make a commitment to yourself that one morning over the next 3 weeks, you're going, and it's easy to get on, by the way. It's quite easy to get on, particularly if you've never called C-SPAN before. You can only do it once a month. So please, I'm asking you, make a commitment to get on C-SPAN in the morning. It goes from like 6 a.m. to like 9 a.m. or something like that every single morning, including Saturdays and most Sundays as well. Make a commitment to get yourself on C-SPAN over the next 3 weeks. It is surprisingly important. Decision makers, congressmen, senators, governors, politicos everywhere, they watch C-SPAN. They actually do. Just to get a kind of a feel for the pulse of America and that sort of thing. Would you please make a commitment to get yourself on C-SPAN at least one time between now and December 21st? And please mention our bills, S-2598, H.R. 9110, and the critical need to return bankruptcy protections to student loans. That could be the domino, guys. It could be you that makes that happen. So yeah, guys, we're in a very interesting times. And it's pretty stressful, by the way. You know, as I said, our biggest enemy is ourselves, truly. The apathy is the thing that's really holding us back. You know, if you're watching me, you can't unhear what I said. This is a great battle to fight. It's a noble battle. It's a tough battle. There's there's no other worthwhile cause that I can think of that is more important and that needs you more than this battle. And so everybody on this group, I would just say, you know, I know we have over 1 million people on our group. That's true. But on any given day, I only see maybe a few thousand people doing anything, like usually less than that even. So guys, that's not enough. We are going to be ruined for years if we don't get our stuff done by December 21st. That's the last day that the Senate is in session. So that's 3 weeks, guys. It's 3 weeks. And you know, I'm trying to dial in. I don't know why Facebook does this. I'm trying to dial in your comments right now, guys, on Facebook, but Facebook is fucking stupid the way they do things sometimes. And I can only see just a handful of comments. I see, hey, Jackie Abrams with us tonight. Hey, Jackie. Jackie says, I've tagged them on a lot of my comments on the movie trailer. Okay, I'm not sure what you're referring to, but there is a very important movie coming out that we are featured in. It's a documentary. It's going to be on the Peacock channel and MSNBC, and it premieres December 11th. It's called Lone Wolves, Loan Wolves, Lone Wolves. That's going to be a big one for us, guys, and do everything you can to spread the word about it. Hey, Lisa Ansel. Speaking of Lisa, vote for Lisa. Vote for Lisa. Lisa says, let's get Lone Wolves to Durbin, Cornyn, and Hawley ASAP. Good point, Lisa. I agree completely. I would say more than that. I would say, I would say Chuck Schumer. Here are the people that are really important for getting our bills passed. Dick Durbin, he's the sponsor in the Senate. Jerry Nadler in the House. Also, David Cicilline in the House, Cicilline. Cornyn, John Cornyn, and Josh Hawley, who are Republican senators from Texas and Missouri, are also quite important because they are Republican co-sponsors of the bill. And by the way, we're a fiercely nonpartisan group, guys. Whether you're Republican or a Democrat, you're very welcome here. We pretty much hate both parties. In different ways, but be that as it may. So whatever your political stripes are, you're very, 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 very welcome on this group. We need you. So yeah, no, we should get them to all. So other important people in this are Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, because Schumer is the leader of the Senate. Pelosi is the Speaker of the House. And our bills won't get up for a vote unless those two people put them up for a full vote. So Durbin, Nadler, Pelosi, and Schumer, I think, are the top 4 important people. Got to push all those guys, and we are pushing them, guys. We were pushing Chuck Schumer very hard today. And if you go and look at our daily actions, you will see that we push Chuck Schumer very hard today. I would bet there's probably not even quite 100, maybe a few more than 100 retweets on the thing that we did to Schumer today. Imagine if there was 100,000 retweets. That would be huge. They would notice that. Reporters would report on that. It would probably make national news if 100,000 people retweeted our stuff. So, guys, I don't know what more I can say. I would beg you if I thought it would make a difference, but your student loans hang in the balance of what happens with these bills between now and December 21st. And everybody you know with student loans, their student loans, their fate, their financial livelihoods hang in the balance of what happens with these bills. If these bills do not pass, they, and everyone with student loans are fucked. Pardon my French, but we just are for months, years to come. not months, years. You know, in a divided Congress, I'm telling you guys. Leslie Fishman says, is there a way to watch this in a genetic way? I don't have cable. I don't know how you would genetically watch a video, Leslie. Unfortunately, if you've got Roku, if you've got if you go to Peacock, you can do it that way. And so you can also there actually was a sneak preview also that you could pay like $13.50 for and watch it online. I don't know if you're gonna be able to do that. I don't know that you can do it even still now, but it's but if you can get Peacock, and if you go to like peacock.com or whatever Peacock's address is, you may be able to find a way to rent onesies and twosies that way. So very important film, guys. We're looking forward to it coming out. You know, guys, unfortunately, I am not 100% that I'm going to be able to see everybody's comments here tonight because Facebook. So maybe I'll just wrap it up tonight. I'm truly sorry. I love your comments, by the way. I hate being a talking head up here. But I hope that you're enthused. I hope that you understand that you could be a hero. And I don't mean that in a mocking or what's the word? I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass when I say you could be a hero. Like you recycled your aluminum can, so you're a hero. No. I'm not trying to be patronizing. You can actually be a national hero by being the person who has that key conversation, who writes that key email, who sends that key tweet that starts that whole cascade going, that culminates in us finally getting our bills passed, finally getting actual student loan justice. You could be that person. So much is riding on what you do and what you don't do. And you could literally be a hero. You could be a savior for the country by being that person that pushes that one thing down. I hope that makes sense. If I was a mathematician, I'd say, study chaos theory. A butterfly flapping its wings in Alaska can literally cause a tornado in New York. That can happen under certain circumstances. And we are now under certain conditions where very small perturbations can result in very large scale macroscopic changes. Like big things can happen. Big things, big oaks can grow from very small acorns right now in this space that we now find ourselves in. So we're making history, guys. And either you're making it with us, fighting with us, or you're sitting on the sidelines and we'll probably be wrecked. It all depends on you. It truly does. You have no idea how important you could be. So, I'm gonna have to find your comments later, guys, and look at them and read them or whatever, and do them offline rather, or like off air rather than here now, because I just can't see them. So I will be back on Sunday night. I may be back before then. This is an everyday 24/7 thing for us now. We are in the final push. So what you do means everything. These are your loans. We need you. And I can only hope and pray that you will see the value in helping us fight at this important time. Not being distracted by the people who want to distract you, but by focusing on our fight, your fight. Everybody with student loans fight if they only knew about us. Spread the word, by the way. We're it. So I'll see you guys on Sunday. Good luck with your efforts. Don't rest this weekend. There's no rest for us right now. There's no rest going forward. I'll see you on Sunday. I may see you tomorrow. Stay tuned. Things are happening quickly. Big things are happening quickly. So good luck in your efforts. Godspeed to you and to yours. And God bless everyone.